how to beat your procrastination. So that's what we are going to talk about today. This is ways that I beat my procrastination and how you can beat your procrastination as well. So I broke it down to 6 things in my notebook here to talk about on ways that you can get past any setback, anything that you're like, oh my God, do I really got to do this like right now? Or I really want to get this done, but I just don't have the motivation. So these tips and things that I use for me could possibly help you too. So I wrote them down here and we'll go over them one by one. Okay, first thing, make it a challenge. All right, I love challenges. And I'll tell you one that I was just like, I really want to do this. And I just was like, okay, well, how am I going to continually, get through this every single day? And that was, I was trying to run, walk, jog, whatever it is, to 100 miles. So I gave myself a deadline. It would take me 10 days, 10 miles a day. And I felt like procrastinating on it. So I was just like, after each day, I'm going to actually do a live video on my Facebook. And so people are going to expect me to show up and do this live on how it went. And sometimes, it didn't like actually get completed that day because maybe it was pouring rain. But all in all, I had this nagging thing on the back of my head that it was just like, these people are watching me, they're watching my progress, and I'm motivating people now to actually do this too or do something similar. So I want to actually complete it. I don't want to like fail at it because it's not essentially a timeline for everybody else, but it's a timeline for me. I was like 10 miles, 10 days. I only missed it by like 2 days. And again, it was because of like really, really bad rain. And I ended up getting sinuses too because it was around May. And I've done this 3 years in a row now about the same type of challenge. And I changed it a little bit for me. Like now it's like I give myself 14 days instead of 10 days. The first time it was like 10 days. I was like, well, I need like some little bit of flexibility. Just because in case I have to like recover. Maybe I didn't get completed that 10 miles in that 10 days. Maybe I got like 6 miles and I had to do another 4 on one of those bonus days. So, again, it was about giving myself that extra little like accountability. Like, oh, I got to post every day now on Facebook to make sure that I get this thing done. So that's how I did that. So make it a challenge. And in your challenge, make sure that you have some kind of accountability to, if that is just doing a live like I did, or joining a group, or having a coach that you report to. Make sure that you do add that in there. And that's going to definitely help your procrastination because it's always going to be there like, oh my God, I got to get this done. All right, next one is understand what is holding you back and address it. So there is a lot of reasons why we procrastinate, and we got to understand, why are we procrastinating? Is it something that we are doing that we find very difficult? Maybe we don't understand it. Maybe we don't like doing it because it has to do with our appearance. Maybe it is our environment. Maybe it is the people that we're working with. Why are we procrastinating? Like, what is the thing that is holding us back? Maybe we don't feel like we're good enough, or that the results will be worth the effort. So we got to address that and quickly overcome those by finding solutions around that. So definitely, take out just a simple like pen and paper and just be like, why is this holding me back? And address those. And then once you address it, you can go ahead and move forward in whatever you're trying to get done. And if it's not worth getting done, then don't worry about it and move on to the next thing. All right, next thing is offload the task and only focus on what is important. Just because you have a big project or you have a lot to do doesn't mean you got to do it alone. So find other people that can support you on the mission, and you can go ahead and offload a lot of that stuff and then focus on what you can to move the project forward. And this is going to free up so much of your mind as well as your energy. So if there's other people you can bring on board to help them build up their skills, or to provide them an income, or some results in any way that they would benefit as well, do that. And then, that would get past any blockage that you already have, as well as now you're collaborating with people. Now that you have these people in your network, you can do further projects with them, which is really cool. All right, next one is give yourself a timeline, a checklist. Okay, so not just a timeline, but make it a timeline checklist. Break down the steps. A big project is often overwhelming, but if you break it down into steps and make it like a checklist, then it's a fun little project. Like, oh, I recorded the videos. Oh, I did the voiceover. Oh, I did the pre-roll. Oh, I posted the drafts to the folder or to the Google Drive. You see what I'm saying? If you break it down into like a little checklist, then it's just like, oh, I'm getting closer. I'm getting closer and closer to my end result, and it will keep up the momentum to keep moving forward. All right. The next thing is break down big tasks into actionable daily actions. So same like the checklist, but make sure that you are doing this as a day-to-day thing to get that progress done faster. Again, we're talking about procrastination. So you should be working on whatever this is daily to build up the habit to actually finishing big projects or little projects or whatever's keeping you procrastinating. You want to work on that day to day so you have the results to make you feel good, but also the results to know that you can definitely do it again and again and again when you are finding the same type of issues with other projects that you're working on. So make sure that you're breaking them down into actionable tasks that you are following up with every single day. So if you have your checklist already, if you already like are coming back and watching this video for a second, a third, a fourth, a 10th time again, and you're just like, listen, I got the checklist, but now what I'm doing. So break down your checklist into daily actionable results. And again, and if it's too much for you, try to find somebody to partner with, try to find a collaborator, hire somebody on Fiverr, hire somebody on at work, whatever you got to do to get past what is setting you back. And again, if you just ask yourself a simple question like, why am I procrastinating on this? Am I finding it difficult? Am I finding it too hard? Do I feel like I'm just too low energy? Is it not exciting to me? How can you change that up? And 6, change your environment. A lot of times it has to do with our environment. There's a lot of times that I sit in the same room or the same position, and I'm just like, I feel like it's monotonous, right? It's just the same thing. It's just the same lighting. It's just the same tone. It's just the same whatever. And it's boring, right? So it doesn't make me excited to actually produce content or produce whatever I'm working on. If that is a good meal, if that is arranging like an event, or if that's arranging like a script or a piece of writing for an upcoming course, whatever it is, sometimes it's as simple as just getting out of the environment I'm in, or changing the environment, even just by, changing the lighting, changing the look of the setting, whatever it is. It's just getting out of the monotony of just the same old thing and just changing the environment. So that is a big one for me. Just even like changing the tone and the energy. So even if like you are making maybe content, okay, maybe you're thinking about, okay, I want to make more content. I don't know how I'm going to do that. For example, I sometimes even just stand up and just walk and talk. And that helps me so much break free of any like type of blockage that I would feel where I'm not so mobile. And I found out it's like one of my favorite things to do. Of course, I don't do it so often when I'm filming at home, but I do it a lot when I'm traveling and I'm at really nice places or exciting places. Because as I'm walking and talking, I can show the environment, I can show other people that are with me. I can show like other things that I've passed, and I'm like, oh yeah, and this other thing, and it brings me new ideas. It just keeps the flow going. So that's another tip for you guys. But this is the way that I break my procrastination. So I hope these tips have helped you. And if you have any other tips, feel free to comment on this video and share them with the rest of the people here watching this. And I'll see you on the next one. Take care.